They drift in silence, untethered, unseen, and almost unimaginable. Worlds without suns, planets without homes, wandering through the infinite blackness of space. Astronomers call them rogue planets. But the name hardly captures the eerie majesty of these dark wanderers. Imagine a colossal sphere of rock and gas, the size of Jupiter or larger, moving endlessly through the void. With no star to orbit, no warmth to sustain it, no light to reveal its presence. These are the cosmic exiles, the forgotten children of galaxies, and they may outnumber the stars themselves. For centuries, humanity believed planets were inseparable from stars. Earth orbits the sun, Mars orbits the sun, and every world we knew was bound to a blazing parent. But modern science shattered that assumption. In the last 2 decades, evidence has emerged that rogue planets are not rare accidents. They are common, perhaps even the dominant form of planetary existence in the universe. Some were born around stars and violently ejected by gravitational chaos. Others may have formed in isolation, condensing from clouds of gas and dust without ever needing a star. Whatever their origin, they now drift alone, invisible against the cosmic backdrop. The thought is unsettling. A planet without a sun is a planet without seasons, without day or night, without the rhythms of life we take for granted. Its surface would be locked in eternal darkness, temperatures plunging to extremes. Yet paradoxically, some rogue planets may harbor warmth deep within, powered by radioactive decay or residual heat from their formation. Beneath thick atmospheres or icy shells, they could sustain oceans of liquid water, hidden from the universe, waiting in silence. Could life exist there in the shadows of eternal night? That question haunts scientists and storytellers alike. Detection is nearly impossible. Rogue planets do not shine. They do not reflect starlight, and they reveal themselves only when they pass in front of distant stars, bending light through gravitational microlensing. Each discovery is fleeting, a brief distortion in the fabric of space-time, a whisper of a world that will never be seen again. In 2011, astronomers announced evidence of billions of rogue planets in the Milky Way alone. Billions of dark worlds drifting unseen, each carrying mysteries we may never touch. Think about the implications. If rogue planets are so numerous, then the universe is not a tapestry of stars with planets orbiting them. It is a vast ocean of wandering worlds, a cosmic wilderness where planets roam free. The stars we see are islands, but the true population of the galaxy may be hidden in the dark currents between them. And somewhere out there, perhaps closer than we think, a rogue planet could be passing silently through our neighborhood, unnoticed, unlit, a ghostly traveler in the night. Picture the loneliness of a world cast adrift. No sunrise to mark the passage of time, no constellations to gaze upon, only the endless black stretching in every direction. For a rogue planet, existence is defined by isolation. Yet within that isolation lies a strange kind of resilience. These planets are survivors, expelled from their birth systems by violent gravitational encounters, flung into the abyss by the chaotic dance of stars and giants. What seems like tragedy is also testimony to the raw power of cosmic mechanics. Consider the early days of a solar system. Stars are born in turbulent nurseries surrounded by disks of gas and dust. Within these disks, planets form, competing for space and stability. Massive bodies like Jupiter exert tremendous gravitational influence, pulling, pushing, and sometimes ejecting smaller worlds. A planet unlucky enough to cross paths with such giants may be hurled outward, severed from its star, condemned to wander. This is how many rogue planets are thought to originate, victims of celestial eviction. But not all rogue planets are exiles. Some may have formed independently, collapsing from interstellar clouds without ever needing a star. In this sense, they are primordial wanderers born to drift. Their existence challenges our definitions of what a planet is. Are they failed stars, too small to ignite nuclear fusion? Are they planets at all, or something in between? The boundaries blur. And the universe reminds us that categories are human inventions, not cosmic truths. The sheer number of rogue planets is staggering. If estimates are correct, there could be twice as many rogue planets as stars in the Milky Way. That means hundreds of billions of worlds, each with its own story, each hidden in the dark. Some may be barren wastelands of frozen rock. Others could be gas giants with swirling storms, their atmospheres glowing faintly from internal heat. A few might even harbor subsurface oceans, shielded by thick ice, warmed by geothermal energy. In such places, life could cling to existence, unseen and unimaginable. The possibility of life on rogue planets is both thrilling and haunting. Life as we know it depends on sunlight. Yet here we imagine ecosystems thriving without it. Chemosynthetic organisms, feeding on minerals and chemical reactions, could populate hidden oceans. Entire biospheres might exist in eternal night, never knowing the concept of day. If such life exists, it would be utterly alien, shaped by conditions beyond our comprehension. And if rogue planets are abundant, then so too might be these shadowed forms of life. For humanity, rogue planets are more than scientific curiosities. They are potential destinations. Imagine a civilization advanced enough to harness fusion energy, capable of colonizing a drifting world. A rogue planet could serve as a mobile base, traveling silently through the galaxy, carrying its inhabitants across interstellar distances. Science fiction has long dreamed of such possibilities, but science itself now whispers that they may not be impossible. The silence of rogue planets is deceptive. Though they drift without stars, they are not entirely dead. Deep inside, many of these worlds may still pulse with energy. Radioactive elements in their cores release heat, and gravitational compression preserves warmth long after their violent birth. This hidden energy can create environments far more complex than the frozen wastelands we imagine. Beneath thick crusts of ice, oceans may churn. Beneath atmospheres of hydrogen, storms may rage endlessly. These planets are not lifeless. They are simply concealed. Scientists have begun to speculate about the strange climates of rogue planets. A gas giant, for instance, could retain a dense atmosphere that traps internal heat, glowing faintly in infrared. Such a world would be invisible to our eyes, but detectable with sensitive instruments. A rocky rogue planet might be covered in glaciers, yet beneath the ice, geothermal activity could sustain liquid water. In these hidden oceans, life could thrive in ways similar to Earth's deep-sea vents, where sunlight never reaches but ecosystems flourish around chemical energy. The idea of life in eternal night challenges our imagination. On Earth, life evolved under the rhythm of day and night, guided by the sun's energy. But on a rogue planet, evolution would follow entirely different rules. Organisms might rely on chemosynthesis, feeding on minerals and chemical reactions rather than photosynthesis. They might develop senses adapted to darkness, detecting vibrations, chemical gradients, or faint thermal signals. Entire ecosystems could exist without ever knowing light, alien in every sense, yet still bound by the universal drive to survive. For astronomers, rogue planets represent both opportunity and frustration. Detecting them is extraordinarily difficult. Unlike stars, they emit no visible light. Unlike planets orbiting stars, they do not transit across a bright disk. The only reliable method is gravitational microlensing, where a rogue planet passes in front of a distant star and bends its light. These events are rare and fleeting, lasting only days or weeks. Each detection is like catching a ghost in the act, proof that something exists, but gone before it can be studied further. Despite these challenges, discoveries continue to mount. In 2021, astronomers identified dozens of potential rogue planets in a single star-forming region. The implication was staggering. Rogue planets may be born in clusters, drifting together before scattering across the galaxy. If this is true, then the Milky Way is not just a collection of stars, it is a vast sea of wandering worlds, each carrying secrets we may never uncover. The philosophical implications are profound. Humanity has always looked to the stars for meaning, but perhaps the true story of the universe lies in the darkness between them. Rogue planets remind us that not all worlds are illuminated. Not all journeys are guided by suns. They are the outsiders, the wanderers, the silent majority of planets that defy our expectations. And in their silence, they challenge us to expand our vision of what a planet can be and what life might mean in places we cannot yet imagine. Imagine standing on the surface of a rogue planet. The sky above would be pitch black. Not the star-speckled dome we see from Earth, but a suffocating void. Without a nearby sun, the stars would appear faint, distant and scattered, offering no warmth, no guidance. The horizon would be an endless shadow, broken only by jagged mountains of ice or vast plains of frozen rock. Winds might howl across the surface, driven by internal heat escaping into the cold vacuum. It would be a world of extremes, a place where silence dominates and survival seems impossible. Yet even here, the possibility of hidden life lingers, whispering that the universe is more adaptable than we imagine. Scientists often compare rogue planets to laboratories of survival. They test the limits of habitability, forcing us to reconsider what conditions are truly necessary for life. On Earth, sunlight is the foundation of ecosystems, but rogue planets remind us that energy can come from within. Hydrothermal vents on our ocean floor prove that life can thrive without sunlight, relying instead on chemical reactions. If Earth can sustain such life in darkness, why not a rogue planet? The parallels are striking, and they fuel speculation that the galaxy may be teeming with unseen biospheres. The search for rogue planets is also a search for perspective. For centuries, humanity believed the cosmos revolved around stars. Stars were the anchors, the sources of light, the centers of planetary systems. But rogue planets defy this narrative. They are free agents, moving without masters, challenging our star-centric worldview. In their existence, we see a universe that is not orderly but chaotic, not predictable but wild, and perhaps that chaos is the true nature of reality. Philosophers and storytellers have long been fascinated by the metaphor of wandering worlds. Rogue planets embody exile, solitude, and resilience. They are cosmic nomads, drifting endlessly, carrying secrets no one may ever uncover. In literature and myth, wanderers often symbolize wisdom gained through hardship. Could rogue planets be the universe's wanderers, holding truths about formation, survival, and the diversity of worlds? If so, studying them is not just science, it is a journey into the philosophy of existence. Technologically, the challenge is immense. Detecting rogue planets requires precision instruments and rare cosmic alignments. Future missions may rely on infrared telescopes, capable of spotting faint heat signatures. Space-based observatories, free from Earth's atmosphere, could reveal these hidden worlds, adding not just stars and their planets, but the countless wanderers between them. The more we find, the more we realize that the universe is not a neat grid of solar systems, it is a vast wilderness of drifting worlds. And within that wilderness lies possibility. Rogue planets could serve as stepping stones for interstellar travel, waypoints for civilizations exploring the galaxy. They could be harnessed for resources, colonized with advanced technology, or studied as natural experiments in planetary science. What seems like desolation may one day become opportunity. Humanity's future among the stars may depend not only on suns and their planets, but on the dark worlds drifting alone. The allure of rogue planets lies not only in their mystery, but in the way they redefine our place in the cosmos. For centuries, humanity has looked upward and seen order, stars with planets, galaxies with structure, a universe governed by predictable laws. Rogue planets disrupt that vision. They are reminders that chaos is as fundamental as order, that exile is as common as belonging. In their drifting solitude, they embody the unpredictable nature of creation itself. Consider the psychological impact of knowing billions of these worlds exist. Each one is a silent traveler, unseen yet present, moving through the galaxy without purpose or destination. They are cosmic ghosts, and their sheer abundance forces us to rethink the narrative of existence. If stars are the beacons of the universe, rogue planets are its shadows, and shadows, though silent, are vast. The Milky Way may be less a constellation of stars than a wilderness of wandering worlds, each carrying secrets we may never uncover. Yet humanity is drawn to them, compelled by curiosity and imagination. Science fiction has long envisioned rogue planets as havens for civilizations, as mobile fortresses drifting through space. Imagine a society that colonizes such a world, harnessing its geothermal energy, building cities beneath protective domes. The planet itself becomes the ship, a vessel of survival and exploration. What once seemed impossible now feels like a distant but conceivable future. Even without colonization, rogue planets hold scientific treasures. Studying them could reveal insights into planetary formation, atmospheric dynamics, and the resilience of life. They are natural experiments, testing conditions far beyond the reach of ordinary planets. Philosophically, they invite reflection. on solitude and resilience. Just as these planets survive without stars, so too do individuals sometimes endure without guidance, finding strength in isolation. Rogue planets are metaphors for endurance, for journeys without destinations, for existence without anchors. They remind us that survival does not always require light, that meaning can be found even in darkness. In their silence, they speak to the human, conditioned to our own struggles and triumphs in the face of uncertainty. As technology advances, the day may come when rogue planets are no longer invisible. Infrared telescopes, gravitational surveys, and interstellar probes may map their distribution, catalog their features, and perhaps even visit them. When that day arrives, humanity will confront the reality of billions of wandering worlds, each a chapter in the cosmic story. And in that confrontation, we may discover not only new science, but new philosophy, new meaning, new ways of seeing ourselves. For now, they remain hidden, drifting alone, waiting in the dark. But their presence is undeniable, their mystery irresistible. They are the silent majority of planets, the unseen backdrop to the stars, the eternal travelers of the cosmic sea. And though they drift without suns, they illuminate our imagination, guiding us toward questions that may never be answered but will always inspire wonder. And if these dark wanderers of the cosmos stirred your imagination, join our journey by subscribing, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and leaving a like, because together we'll keep uncovering the secrets hidden in the universe's shadows. And rogue planets are proof of that diversity. Rogue planets are the dark worlds of the universe, the wanderers that remind us of both the fragility and resilience of existence.